Mr. Franken to take the floor on behalf of the EPP Group.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Our world, our global world, is changing every day in politics, in economics, in environment, in culture, and in the human dimension field. Since our plenary meeting during the last week of June, many things happened. We saw an escalation of the conflict in Ukraine and the worsening of the situation in the Middle East. Most recently, we saw an action against IS of a coalition of the willing. Now we discuss the actual situation in Ukraine. The crisis there is a troublesome event for all of us. About 5 million people in the region are affected, more than 8,000 wounded, and there are about 3,000 casualties. In the actual situation, the OSCE has taken a leading position for a regional arrangement under the guidance of the Swiss chairmanship, realizing several activities from monitoring and fact-finding on the ground to political dialogues on different levels. Let us hope they will be successful. The ceasefire arrangement is an important first step. But, Madam Chair, we are also confronted with the tragedy of the downing over Ukrainian territory of a commercial airliner, Malaysian Airlines flight MH17, that caused the deaths of all people on board, including 196 Dutch citizens who lost their lives on their way to their family, to their homes, their holiday destinations, business or international obligations. If I may quote parts of the speech of our Prime Minister last week in the session of the United Nations General Assembly, he said, "This tragedy has an enormous impact on our country. So many men, women and children, entire families ripped from neighborhoods, teammates gone forever. And some of the victims still haven't been identified. And this must be done as soon as possible. The cause of the MH17 disaster must be brought to light, and those responsible must be brought to justice. Unhindered access to the crash site is therefore essential." End quote. In this place, Madam Chair, I repeat the call of our Prime Minister to anyone with influence on the situation on the ground. Give us the possibility to bring the victims' remains home without further delay. So give the researchers the possibility to round off their jobs. Thereafter, the world community can conclude who was responsible for the downing of the flight MH17, and justice can be done as it has to be done. Madam Chair, let us cooperate to achieve that goal, because it is our duty to work steadily on a stable and peaceful world order. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Franken.